quarters or good quarter?
A little bit of both. I mean, I thought, I thought the first quarter we were really good. Then I thought we played in spurts. It just felt like every time we got a 12-point lead, we kind of, relaxed, gave it up, did it again, and that's how the game felt like. And, give them credit. They've been struggling. We had a chance, I thought, early on to throw a knockout. We didn't. And when you give a team, because I've been in that situation, life, then it's desperation for them. And you can see that in the way they were playing. And they almost pulled it out.
You touched on how much this team could grow without Chris. It's a small size here, but the way that this team has played, I mean, are you encouraged?
I'm very encouraged. There's some things we have to clean up. I got to do a better job figuring out the second unit. I got to keep a couple starters on with both groups because with Chris is out, and when JJ, it changes a little bit too. When you think about it, you have Chris and JJ out, and so whenever you sub now, the guys you usually would be subbing are already in. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to be very careful with your. I thought they didn't have enough scoring in that one stretch in the second quarter, and I thought that hurt us.
For Chris out, what do you feel you need from Blake?
Just Blake be Blake. He didn't need to change at all. Blake's been great. We just got to make sure we're getting the ball in the right spots. But we haven't changed much. We throw it to Blake on the elbows a little bit more because he's such a great passer. And at times it's really nice when you're big as your facilitator because there's no other help guy. But other than that, Blake, I don't want anybody to do anything different. I want them to be better defensively as a group.
Do you feel like Blake stunk out Humphreys was kind of a momentum play for you guys in the second half, I think?
I don't know.
You were up 2 at the time?
Yeah, I guess.
Stretched it out to like 16 after that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought there was I thought in the first quarter there was momentum. We stretched it, but we kept giving it back, So I guess that helped us. That was one stretch. That was one of our spurts. But we had 3 or 4 spurts tonight, and I wish we could have stayed in that mode.
But that 18-0 run, how do you explain not being able to, because you did everything right during that.
Yeah.
Not ever getting back into that mode again against this team.
It happens. I think you've been around long enough to know that.
Well, I don't need another 18-0 spurt.
Yeah, but it happens. It happens. It's a game of runs. And look, we missed some good shots. And, when you miss a couple of them, then the basket gets smaller and smaller, and so that's how you explain it, really. I did thought we let up a little bit, but I give them credit. They kept coming. And I think, sometimes it's not just you. Sometimes it's the other team. I thought they played pretty hard.
Does this win do anything to further validate your decision to part with Boston and come to LA?
Yeah, I hope you can work on a better question.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to figure out a backup point guard? I mean, you've got Malik, you've got Darius, and then you're going with Willie.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out right now. It's figuring out on the fly. It's not like we've had a lot of off-game days to work on anything. Malik, this is not just Malik's first game playing with us. This is he's been injured, so he had no rhythm. The other kid, Darius, has not played either. So we got to get through. We got one more game, and then we have a 4-day break where some of them have a 4-day break. We're going to probably take a couple days off, but the new guys are going to work, and we're going to try to get them integrated with our stuff. I think it'd be important.
You mentioned there are some.
Like Chris was always the one to pick up the offense when there were lows like there were in the game tonight. How much of that responsibility do you think falls to Blake or to Jamal or anyone?
It really follows everyone. Like, it's not one guy, and that's what I thought in the San Antonio game we were leaning on one guy. We wanted DC to just run the offense, and that's not going to happen. So I think we've adjusted pretty well to that. And then when we get JJ back, I think it'll help us even a little bit more.
You mentioned there are some things you guys need to clean up. What are those things?
Always defense. They scored 105 points, so clearly. But it's a long season. We're just going to keep working on it.
Doc, a little disappointing in the points in the paint and the rebounds tonight.
I was disappointed with 105 points. I don't care where they got them from. But the points in the paint for them came off of dribble penetration. The bigs always get blamed when there's points in the paint. Most of the time, it's not the bigs' fault. If you see a game where they're just throwing it down and posting and they're scoring, that's the Bigs' fault. But if you see a game where the guards are dribbling down the middle of the lane and they're scoring points in the paint, that's the guards' fault. And to me, it was that night. It wasn't the Bigs at all.
The way Jamal has played during this stretch as a starter, and how good it will be to get him kind of back into his role coming off the
It will, but I don't know how quickly JJ will be like ready for like real starter minutes. So we're not sure what we're going to do. Eventually, we want that to happen clearly. But JJ hasn't played in a while either, and so it'll be interesting, you know, how long he can play, how long he can be effective. So even though JJ's back, I don't think Jamal's minutes will change much right away.
We'll probably focus on Blake's dunk for 29 points or whatever.
Yeah.
He played the entire second half, did a ton of things.
Yeah, I think I set him for a minute and a half. If my calculations are right, because I think I took him out at the 10:30, and I told him, sorry, you're going right back in to start the fourth, because I didn't like that second quarter group. You know, I thought we needed one score on the floor with them, but that's not the minutes that I want to play late, 41 minutes. But you can get away with it every once in a while, as long as you don't do it every night.
Doc, how extra pumped are you guys gonna be to face the Lakers the next time and what they did to you the first night?
You know, I'm just pumped every night. I really am. I'm pumped now seeing you guys. I'm going to go to the UCLA-Arizona game tomorrow. I'm going to be pumped for that. And then I'll be pumped the next night. But really, you know, listen, they beat us. But we just got to come play our game. You know, it's like I said before, right now I'm not focused on the opponent much at all. We got to get our team right. And if we do that and take care, everything else will take care of itself. I'm pumped to leave now, guys.